He's just going to town. Now see, he's not using the ladder at all. And because he's not using the ladder, that's why he's got that tighter nozzle tip on there. See how tight it comes out? But up at the top, it's like he was using a different nozzle up there on a ladder. So it's, see, he's just right down on the ground using that tip. Oh, that's a good way. I like that. Because he's got that tip, he's got some little bit of mold down here at the bottom of the building, and I think he'll hit that in a minute because he's got that nicer tip on there. Yo! I was gonna tell him about that. See where the mold is down here at the bottom? Right there and right there. He'll get that too. That'll come off in a flash with that tip. You just don't want to get it too close to it. This is kind of fun, showing a video without doing actually any of the work. And I know if you've been watching my channel, I always say, hey, I'm just an average Joe, and if I can do it, you can do it. Well, as you can see, I'm not doing it, am I? That doesn't mean that you can't do it too. Just like Jim here, you can do this. I'm not going to show you anything I don't think you can't do, right? Alright, he's got his work cut out. See how much cleaner? Right now, the building is starting to look even. See, he's got that ridge, that little lip at the bottom. That's just how they made this particular building. Every building's gonna be different. You know, you gotta spend some extra time with that. If that roofing was just straight down, he could get all that stuff and would slip right on down nice and easy, but because it's got that lip, he's got to do it this way. That's why he's got to have the power washer. You couldn't be doing this just with a hose and a spray nozzle tip on the end of a hose. That would take you forever, and you're not going to get it as fast as this. So do you have to buy one of these for $450? No, you can rent them. He said maybe $65 at a rental yard for a day. I don't know in your area if that's the exact amount. You'll just have to call rental area, rental yard. Even some box stores like Home Depot and Lowe's sometimes rent things too. So if you got one of those close, you can rent there, or look it up, rental, equipment rental, something like that over the internet in your area, and see. Now see, he's got that stronger tip on there, and he's got to hold it further away, because that could dig in and do damage if he got it too close to the wall. Okay, you just got to be careful with that. The thing you got to watch with starting to run one of these, you're going to find other things that need to be done too. See this whole sidewalk area? This whole thing's really dirty. If you had a power washer, you could make this so clean. If you ever did something like that, you got to be careful, because you use a really tight tip. You can see how well it would do, but if you don't do it nice and even and spend your time on it, then you see all these lines, like the areas that were clean, the areas that were not clean. So you just got to kind of play around with it. Man, even if your paint on your house was, 3 or 4 years old, maybe 5 years old, you could do something like this and just power wash it and just get the dirt and grime off it. Not that you're getting ready to paint, but just to clean it up. You do something like that, like I said, you got to be careful knowing how far to hold it and all that, because you don't want to start peeling your paint off, because this thing is powerful if you've got the wrong tip on.
Get that all washed off, cleaned off down through here, so we can get it all nice and clean surface.
Yeah.
Clean up the dirt off the ground, and
looking good.
Ready to make the turn on the backside.
Hey Jim, I'm gonna take off. Thank you very much for showing
Joe.
us this. Now, if you had one thing to tell a viewer about a pressure washer, what would it be?
Safety goggles.
Safety goggles.
And make sure that you have secured ladders. And when you're working off a ladder, be sure you're stable because of the percussion of the power of the pressure washer. And never get your hands in front of the pressure. It could cause damage.
Okay. All right, Jim. Thanks again.
Okay, Joe.
Okay, take care.
All right. Hey,
That's all I have for this time, but I'll be back with more videos.